Have you forgotten the exhortation which speaks to you as to sons? My son, don't despise the chastising of the Lord. Don't be discouraged when you are disciplined by the Lord, because the Lord whom he loves, he disciplines. If you endure discipline, God deals with you as with son. For what son is that the father doesn't discipline? But if you are left without discipline, of which you have become partakers, then are you bastards and not sons. That's why you are in this discipline, because you're not a bastard, you are a son. Listen, those that don't receive the instructions of this gospel that I and you preach are bastards. Listen, you leave them for a little bit, a year, 2 years, but if they continue to hear and continue to reject, it's that they're not sons. Because you need these instructions that I am speaking about. You need them, because this is the discipline. Discipline isn't that he hurts you. It's to orient you, to give you orientation and tell you what you are, who you are. How does a father discipline his son? With a rod in his hand? No, he first speaks to him. I want this. I want to help you with that. So the child begins to see the goals. That's the discipline. Discipline isn't to be whipping. A father that knows how to discipline doesn't yell at his children. He speaks to them. When I was educated with this word of grace, I never hit my kids. I've never hit my kids, nor did I scold at them. I always discipline by teaching, because a father that yells is because he doubts his authority. When you scream, listen, you bandit, you're no good for nothing, then the child says, forget about this. I'm never going to obey him. And he rebels against you. You call him aside and you say, listen, you're listening to me? This is like this, like that, and like this. One more, and I'm not going to support it. I'm going to take the TV from you for 2 weeks. And you're not going to the movies with your friends on Saturdays. Don't discipline by scolding. No. A week without it, watching TV, that works. And to miss out on Saturday to go out and watch a movie with the friends, brother. So then instead of hitting him, discipline. How does the God do it with you? God prives you of things. Don't you know that? Oof. God prives you of many things. He says this sheep is jumping around too much, and he disciplines you. And then suddenly you perhaps could have prospered 6 months before, but he allows for you to lack. The young man that's out there that you discipline. If you've yelled at him and you've hit him and you've mistreated him, well, don't fault him. But if you've treated him well and he continues to do wrong, well, God has a way to deal with them. But the only thing, God does it with love, because the perfect bond of love, the perfect bond is love, right? But God deals with his children, and we've all been partakers of that discipline. God deals with the elderly, those that have black hair, blonde hair, green hair. He deals with his children, but he doesn't abandon them. Everyone brought into the womb, they are never abandoned. God deals with them. How many have felt that God has attended them? Right? I've never felt that God has abandoned me. I've always seen his love. But you have to understand the spirit, and the language of God is written in 14 epistles. If you read the 14 epistles and you record them, you learn them. If you write them down, you learn them. Don't you see when I always quote the scriptures? Look to Philemon, look to Hebrew. I make notes because you begin to exercise the senses, the thoughts, and you form the mind of Christ here. They can take the Bible from you, but you have it recorded here.